Well, hello, hello, baby. This is your lovely Misty Stone, and you are listening to the podcast by Mana.
Hey guys, how everybody doing today? Hope you guys had a great weekend. It is April 12th. Hey, we got a fabulous show for you lined up today. We've got the owner of Dillinger Studios. Please welcome to the show, Tony Dillinger. How we doing?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming on. Hey, let's talk about before you how you got into the business. I'd like to
hmm
discuss that story that you had on your Instagram. Very intriguing. I had mentioned it to you earlier that just basically it's a long, drawn out story, but it's so intriguing. Me, I have ADD, ADHD, and for me
Oh, really?
to stay in tune with something like that,
hmm
my mind just go. I mean, I had to read it
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
bunch of times, but it had me so intrigued, and not too many things keep me intrigued like that. Where I'm going to say, hey, that needs to be in a book, and it
Yeah.
was just story.
I'm glad you were able to read that. And I mean, I was stuck during that time. I was stuck in Colombia for 3 months during the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic.
Right.
Um, and I know we followed each other for quite some time now, so you've kind of seen the development of everything over time.
Right.
But during that time during Colombia, I was over there. They told me basically, you stay inside the apartment or you're going to be arrested. So I had a lot of free time. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and push my story out there on the Instagram story. Put my story on the Instagram story in little segments, and if anyone finds it interesting, they find it interesting. If not, it's in my highlights and whatever.
Right.
So I started going on about how I started in the business, and I was a regular guy. I had a regular job and worked in the studios in Burbank, California. And, I was IT guy there, and had, I was just not content with life at all. I mean, I was just really, really burned out. And I think a lot of us go through that in any line of work you're in, whether it's, the most exciting job or whatever it is. I always feel you have to find that stimulation in your mind, whatever it may be, whether it's a hobby, whether it's shooting for a promotion, whatever it may be, you have to keep your mind stimulated to shoot for more. And I just was at a dead end at this job. And so I also was going through a terrible breakup at the time. I was going through a terrible breakup, and I was just, I went and I just told my friend that was a web designer there. I said, hey, listen, I want to do something different. I'm going to start a website. What kind of website you want to start? So I want to start a porn website. So a porn website. So like, okay, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I don't know yet. I just want to start one, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So he's like, well, okay, yeah, yeah. I want. Everyone thought it was a great idea. Want to see naked bitches. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's do it. And so, he's like, yeah, I'll go partners with you. And other guys, everyone wants to be partners.
Right.
And so, I planned a date. I went and I set a date. I hired a model. And I had very limited budget, by the way. And I borrow a camera, I borrow lights, and ready to shoot and everything. And the day comes, and stupid me, I planned it on it was like I'm trying to remember what day it was, but it was like a Memorial weekend or Labor Day weekend, one of those big weekends where everyone's gone.
Right.
So sure enough, the day comes, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm out of town," and I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Well, you can borrow my camera, you can borrow my lights, but I'm leaving town." I'm like, "Shit! Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?" And the male talent I had hired, he left too. He backed out too. So that all I had was a girl and me. That's it. So I said, damn, fuck, what am I going to do? So I had two cameras. So I had a DSLR for photos and DSLR for video.
Right.
So I didn't know how to use them anyways. So I go and I call my best friend, my best buddy. And I said, listen, bro, I need you to be the male talent. I'm going to shoot you in the scene. You're going to be with the girl. He's like, fuck no, man. You crazy, man? I'm not going to put my dick out there for everyone to see. You're fucking nuts, Tony. Get the fuck out of here. And he's like, how about you do it? I said, me? I go, but who's going to hold the camera? He's like, I'll hold the camera. You stick your dick out. I'm like, no, man, I can't do that, bro. I just planned on shooting it. I didn't plan on putting my dick out. Did not want to do that. So I'm like, fuck, but I have no choice. It was one of those situations that when I set a goal to myself, I have to accomplish it. If I don't, I feel like it's just one of those things that you talk about. Yeah, someday, I want to start a business. Someday I want to buy that Corvette. Someday I want to, and it never happens. So I always have that feeling at all costs, that motherfucker's going to happen at all costs. I don't give a shit if it's the apocalypse. Someone's getting their dick sucked, And so I said, fine, I'll do it. So I go and I tell my buddy, okay, bro, if we're going to do this, got to do it for real, man. He's like, Tony, I'm going to back you under 10%. I'm your buddy. You know what? If we do this, we're going to do it all the way. And I said, okay, remember, no eye contact. Don't be looking at me, catch me in the eye, or it's going to make it weird, all right? So no eye contact. So, all right. And then no laughing either, all right? Because that my dick's going to go, it's going to drop down if you start laughing, right? So you got to keep it in the zone. It's all mental. Hey, Tony, we're going to get this done. So we go, and long story short, I get through the scene. I do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. But now my buddy had no idea how to run a fucking camera. Okay, so at the end of all the footage, the 3 hours were done. Later on, I go look at the footage, and there's not much footage. There's not much footage. Okay, so out of 3 hours, all I had enough was like for a minute trailer. That's it, 1 minute trailer, because he had the camera going this way. For some reason, I don't know why he was filming the video. He was turning the camera like a regular photo camera when you want to get like a wider a more narrow shot. He was turning the video camera like that, and then like the lens wasn't screwed on all the way. It was a disaster, but it got done, and that gave me the confidence to push forward. That's all I needed. And so once I started pushing forward, I booked the next one. Then I ran out of money. So at the same time, people are watching me. People are watching me go through this progress. They're watching me. Everyone's like, yeah, Tony, what the fuck are you doing? I'm putting little snippets out there on Facebook, not so much Instagram at the time of Facebook. And people are like, man, what are you doing, man? What's going on there? Gosh, this looks pretty cool, but, what are you doing? Are you doing porn? And I was like, I didn't want to say nothing. I was like, no, just malls, photography or some shit. And then before you know it, I ran out of money. And, so I started, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So then I got somebody that called me up or hit me up and was like, hey man, just been watching what you're doing. I want to be a private investor. I don't want my face out there, but I love what you're doing. And why have you stopped shooting? I said, well, I ran out of money. I don't have no more money. And he's like, well, I'm going to send you a check. You just put what you think you need for it, and start it up again. I said, wow, this is amazing. Okay. Yeah, sure. So he sent me some money, or sent me a check. I don't even take advantage of it. I spent very little, enough to buy a camera, buy lights, and book the next shoot. That's all I used it for. And at the time, I'm shooting in my townhouse. In my townhouse I'm shooting there. So I booked the next shoot. Things are going great. As soon as I come up with the money, now everyone's coming back from town, wants to be a partner, right? But I'm like, dude, I already did all the hard shit. I don't even need you guys no more, right? A private guy wants to do. I just want to go see the show, the show. So eventually, I just kind of ditched them and said, no, you know what, it's not going to work out with you guys. And so I had several guys that wanted to jump in. And I just had to turn them away because they weren't good partners. So anyways, long story short, go push forward, start doing the scene. Everything's going great. Now I say, you know what? I at the time, I think I lost my job too. So at the time working at the studios, I lost my job, right? Because I'm just so consumed with this other thing now. But I'm not making no money with porn. I'm making no money at all. So I lose my job, and I'm on unemployment. So I go on unemployment. And basically, when people go on unemployment, what they do is like, hey, we got to get this money and I got to be looking for another job because this is just going to get me by, right? Yeah. With my unemployment, what I did was I invested it instead of trying to look for the next job or try to use it to survive. I was like, hey, I got some money here, boom, throw it back in. So what I did was I opened up my studio. I put it all in. I opened up my studio, and people thought it was nuts. My mom thought I was crazy. Everyone thought I was crazy. My dad thought I was crazy, but my dad always supported me. That's the weird thing. He thought it was fucking nuts, right? Because my dad's from the old school was like, hey, get a job, work hard, and you accomplish things if you work hard. And here I am fucking not working. Well, I am working hard, but in a different way. And with this crazy idea that has no vision or no future plan of making money. Okay, so everyone thinks I'm fucking nuts. So I get to one point when my mother's like, hey, you know what? Listen, just use the money to go. Your car's breaking down. Go buy a new car. And I was like, so I'm at that point where I'm like, should I buy a new car or should I invest this money? So I'm like, gosh, you know what? What do I do? What do I do? I do need a new car. My car's breaking down. And I said, if I buy that car, this dream of having a studio is never going to happen. It's never going to happen because I'm not going to have that money for the first, the last, the deposit, to put invested for wood, for this, a light. I mean, it costs a lot of money. So I said, no, I'm going to get by with this car I have and I'm going to invest it. And that's what I did. I put all my money into the studio. I had enough for the first, the last, the deposit. And I got this empty warehouse with no lights, no air conditioning, nothing, just bones. And I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest with you. Now, I work for the studios in Burbank, so I had an understanding of what sets look like and how they work and how lighting works and how cameras work. I did have an understanding of that, but not really. Somebody else was doing it. I was just helping them. If they had some tech support, I was helping them. I was the IT guy. Yeah. So, I start going on, and my stepbrothers and my brothers, they're all very supportive. And they would call me. One of my brothers worked at the studio where I worked at. He was a security guard. So he would tell me, hey, Tony, they're throwing away some wood from the sets, old sets. Come get them. I'm going to put them in the alley. Go get them. So I'd go down with a truck, pick up all the flats, pick up every prop they had. They were throwing away ottomans or fucking stairs or whatever it was. Throw all that shit in the fucking truck. Boom. Take it back and repaint it. Start building it. And boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, I started having walls and start building sets.
Yeah,
but I still didn't.
On your story, I remember.
Yeah, you remember
that? Yeah, I remember that you posted you'd have a set up, and then once you had that scene done, I remember you tearing it down and then building a different set for whatever beach mode, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, I remember it. I remember that.
And that's what it was. I was very resourceful. Very resourceful. That's still time. I didn't have a plan. I remember I'm doing this blind. I'm a blind man walking in on the street right there. Trying to figure out where the fuck I'm going. No idea where the fuck I'm going. So times from there, now times get hard. I start, making a little money because now I start renting the studio out. So I start renting the studio out to all these YouTubers and, clothing lines and just whoever needs a photo shoot. I built a big psych wall, seamless wall. So people are renting my place out. And I'm doing great. I'm booked from 9 a.m. till 12 midnight. Little production, sometimes 4 productions in one day, sometimes a full production, sometimes a whole week. And I'm doing great. And I'm cash money, and I'm putting all the cash in a bag in the office, just stuffing it in there. Now, at the time, I lost my because I lost my job, I couldn't pay for my condo no more. So I lost my condo, and I have nowhere to go. So I move into my warehouse. I move into there. So I make it very comfortable. I install a shower. I build a custom shower in there. Actually, my dad did. My dad put a shower in there. That's the benefits of being Mexican. We know how to build everything, So build a shower. I put in a sink, put in a new toilet. I made it as homey as possible. I built a loft, closets, everything, and I started living there. And it was very difficult at times because there's no windows. I had all the windows blocked off, so you never know if it's day or night or what time is it. Sometimes I would know it's like 6 in, 5 in, 2 in. I don't even know what time it is. I always judge by the sounds. When I heard the trucks coming in, I could tell, 7 in. But it was very difficult, very difficult. I'm kind of at a low point in my life. I don't know what the fuck am I doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. Now I'd lost my place, lost my job. I have this crazy dream of doing this thing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Time goes on. The business is good. I run into problems where I run out of money because I don't know how to save the money for the holidays. I didn't realize the holidays in the entertainment business, there's a certain point where everyone leaves town because nobody's from LA. So everyone leaves town and there's no business for like 2 or 3 months. So I hit a stop point where I was like broke. So, I grew up, in the San Fernando Valley. I grew up with a lot of, shady characters, not that I had to, but that's the friends I chose, So I always knew people, and I was always hanging out, and I don't know if you know these areas, San Fernando, Pacoima. I was hanging with the bad element. So I always had these friends that that I could ask for favors, or if I needed something or need to make some extra money, and that's what I begin to do, and that's that story that you read.
Right.
So that's why I made some bad decisions there, but I was able to pull some money out and come ahead with that. And that was a crazy experience within itself. But so I was able to keep the afloat. But I'm like this, Joe. I'm like this. I'm like I'm barely breathing for air, and I still don't know how to make money yet. Okay, I'm making money from my rentals. Okay,
Right.
and my little side gigs I'm doing
Right.
on the side with the bad element. So I'm trying to stay alive. And then from time to time, it just slowly it started to work out. I started getting other gigs. I started getting more adult gigs. Started networking more with these people. I started working with other productions, and then people started telling me, "Oh, this is how you make money." So I started listening, observing, and then there was a lot of things I know how to do. I know how to edit. I know how to do graphic design. I didn't know how to, even though I went to school for graphic design, I went to multimedia, so I didn't know how to do it, but to a certain extent. And years ago, the software has changed now; it's much more advanced. I'm really out of touch with everything. I don't have the money to buy all the software, so I'm there doing, doing all the pirating the software any way I can get it, learning it. I'm on YouTube, taking my time, trying to brush up on my skills. Boom, 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 boom. And just trying to get to learn how to do everything. So I learned how to edit. I learned how to do the graphic design. I learned how to shoot the cameras. I learned how to build the cameras from scratch, from with all the rigs and everything, and learned about lighting and just by teaching myself and asking guys too. Actually, a lot of the productions over there, I was observing all the time. I was watching them. I'll take pictures to see what angles, how they were shooting it. There was a guy here. There's a guy here. How many? They have 3 cameras: a wide angle, long angle, 3/4 shot. Whatever they're doing, I'm watching. Just everything, observing, asking questions, looking at equipment. I'll take pictures all around of their cameras, the batteries, what they were using, and then I was researching. I'm like, man, that's what I need. If I want to I got to improve my equipment. I got to improve my lighting. I got to find a way to do this. So I'm constantly observing. So actually, renting out was probably the best schooling, because I was able to watch these guys that actually went to film schools. A lot of film students that I was dealing with. A lot of guys that went to top schools and they're doing their indie films. So they have a budget, the whole deal. It's real professionally done, and so I'm watching everything that they're doing. But I said I don't need to do like that, because I'm doing it at a smaller scale. So if I can keep at their level of production at a smaller scale, then I can stay competitive and I can build something here. So that's what I started to do. I started to look at everyone's mistakes in porn industry, and porn industry is very anybody picks up a camera and they just like think they can shoot. There's a lot of people like that. They just pick up a camera. Oh, I'm a porn director, right? And I was looking at them, and I'll be like, damn, they suck. I was like, dude, it's bad. You can hear the guy with the cameraman walking. He's walking on paper. He's walking on plastic. You hear him breathing. I'm like, dude, this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. I hear him breathing more than the girl. Him moaning. So I was like, it was just the camera shaking. There's just so many flaws in it. So I said, man, I want to do a better job than that. So I just always trying to pay attention to detail and try to improve myself every single time I shot. Try to look at my mistakes. So I would edit everything and look at my mistakes and look at them, studying. So what can I improve to do better than the other guys there? These other guys that I'm competing with. Because I'm competing with a lot of amateurs. So, start going through that, learning, and then I said, what? I'm going to build myself a network. And so I started taking people on, like, hey, need a website? Let me build you a website. You can come along on board with me. You get to use my studio. I put I edit your content. I put it on the platforms, and you make a percentage. I make a percentage, and everyone's happy. And people are like, wow, that's great. And so I started doing that. And then I started saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to start hosting webcam shows for all these big companies that have, see, the thing is, a lot of these big companies, these webcam companies, they do feature shows. Not all of them. A lot of them do feature shows. And a lot of these girls either don't have fast enough internet, they don't have a computer that works, or they're out of town. A lot of people are coming from out of town. So those companies started renting my studio to have those big stars come and do their live stream shows. So I would have those people there, but it was also good promo for me to have these big names there. Alexis Texas, and I'm trying to think of all the names I've had there. Sherry DeVille, Olivia Austin, the list goes on. And I would have those people there, and I was doing the live streaming. So I was making a few bucks. There's not a lot of money, but I was making some money, and it was good promo. So now I'm starting to learn how to make money, you know, and I'm like, wow, okay, this is starting to work. So I started putting things together, and it started eventually moving forward. But I honestly give a lot of my, what helped me a lot with a big boost was I finally met a young lady through another adult porn star. He was a friend with her, and they introduced her, and Lee Daniels. She's actually was a big key to being successful was having her. Because she already had like 10. I think when I met her, she had like 10 years in already. Very established name, very well known. Penthouse and all the big publications.
Right.
And so having her on board with me kind of gave me some street cred. Like, hey, okay, this guy's one of the, we can let him in the club now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she really opened up doors for me in so many ways because she knew so many girls. And if they see me with her, they're going to trust me more. I'm able to hire better models. It's more comfortable on set. And she has, she was able to it really opened up a lot of doors for me. And so we started dating, and, she came along with me, and it ended up being a wonderful, and today we're still together, but it's been a wonderful, partnership in a sense, because we both brought each other up, with her production and her business mind, we just kind of clicked real well. And so that helped me a lot with my business side, launching me to a little bit more, getting me more out there and more opportunities, I would say.
All right, great, good to hear. Good to hear. Now, I was checking out a video. I can't remember where it was at. It was like a little 4-minute behind the scenes that
Mm-hmm.
you put out, and I'm sitting there watching that, going through, and it's like behind the scenes stuff that I've seen. It's like, wait a minute. I started watching. It's like, wait a minute. I know her. She's been on the show. That's Della Dane.
Della Dane, yeah.
I know her too. That's Heather Vaughn. She's been on the show. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. That's Cindy Starfall. She's been on the show too. So watching that, it just like it gives those people who are curious about what happens behind the scenes. It gives them like a quick look of
Absolutely.
what goes on behind the scenes, and as well as you offer that, like you said, you have a paid site that they can check out. Where would be those best sites for them to check out your
Well, I
stuff?
have a strictly website that's for towards because I love BTS. I personally love BTS. You get some of the best stuff on BTS. And my mentality is this, Joe. And a lot of guys don't think like this. Even the top directors don't think like this. It's kind of strange because you can really get a lot of good stuff from BTS. But as soon as they walk in the door, I have somebody with a camera, whether it's a cell phone, whatever it is, and I use them like this. Look, I'm like, hey, as soon as this girl walks in the door, you are on that girl. You just fucking snap in there, boom, 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 boom. You don't stay the fuck off that girl. Do you understand? Yeah. You stay on her, you follow her. She takes a shit, you don't want you in the fucking bathroom right there. She takes a piss, you're right there next to them. You're fucking there following them. I'm just kidding. Not that close. But you're on them, you're taking pictures of them. I mean, everything is content. The moment she walks in, people want to see that. She takes her sock off, people want to see that. They want to see everything. So this guy's just on there. She's changing, she's choosing. We go from choosing the outfit to making the jokes, to talking to them, to gossip, to whatever it is. We're even talking. Sometimes we have to cut and my Lisa will be talking to one of them, and they're like, "Oh, I told you, you're filming. We're talking gossip here. You can't be filming." Oh shit, you're right. We'll have to edit that out.
Right.
We're talking shit about somebody, but at the same time, that content's very valuable. And and I'm getting ready. I'm getting my cameras ready. I'm getting the lights ready, but the camera is always on. It's always on. And the girls know it. It's no hidden camera. Nothing. The girls know, but I always tell them, hey, we're going to start shooting. When we walk in the door, everyone shoots. So when you walk in the door, I'll even tell them, hey, listen, if you walk through the door again, do it. You're going to come in all happy. We're going to have music playing in the background. We're going to make this thing exciting. So they walk in. We have some music playing. The girls dancing. Yeah, I'm here at Dillinger Studios. Woo! We make it an experience.
Right.
So they walk in. They come in, and we just have that whole thing going on the whole time with the BTS. We catch some great stuff. And where you can find that, it's Dillinger Daniels Raw. So DillingerDanielsRaw.com. And that one is like my exclusive BTS. You know, there's a lot of X-rated stuff there too, a lot of fucking stuff like that, but a lot of BTS stuff from over the years, from everything, even the behind the scenes while we're shooting. So like, let's say you'll have the scene, but sometimes I'll have a camera to the side where I'm actually shooting BTS and we'll have the scene. So I'll put this actual scene on the other website, but the BTS shot, which you see people crossing and all the behind the scenes of everything, that's on DillingerDanielsRaw.com. And you can see some great stuff right there. Proud of that.
Yeah, because I mean, you're talking about BTS, and to me, I think that's some great stuff just for the simple fact that you're catching them before you say cameras on, because when they say cameras on, their mindset it goes somewhere else. You know, behind the scenes they're relaxed, or like you said, they're having a good time, and so the viewer gets to see them acting before they say camera, and you get to see kind of how they act, in normal life, or how whatever it is you want to say, and then before they say camera, and then of course they get to view them how they see when the camera's actually on them for action.
And there's a lot of guys that are interested in seeing that. There's a lot of guys who want to see that stuff. I used to do a VIP Snapchat where people can come pay and they come and watch the VIP, or I do a live Zoom where it's all behind the scenes. They can ask questions, they can see everything. The only problem is with the Snapchat, of course, they shut us down all the time. So I stopped doing that. And then, occasionally I would do the Zoom here and there, but it's just, sometimes it was just hit and miss depending on what time we were shooting. Because a lot of people were at work and they can't sit there and watch a live thing. So it really just depended what time we were shooting. And sometimes we're shooting too late. Sometimes we shoot at 10 o'clock at night, so it really varies. But yeah, BTS, I think it's a very important thing. You can make a lot of money with it. I use it all the time. And it's great promo.
Oh yeah.
Really great promo.
For sure. Now, when the pandemic, opens back up, a lot of the viewers may not have ever been to an AVN, Exotica, or whatnot. Can you give the viewers kind of an experience of what it's going to like if, say, they walk up to a Dillinger table? What are they going to see?
Well, if when we're at a booth right there at an expo, usually I'm wandering around, or I have a lot of business meetings, or a lot of times, or one year I did a red carpet interviews. So I'm always busy. I'm always busy. I always try to make. My mentality is this: you're spending a lot of money when you go to AVN. People don't realize that the performers spend a lot of money. The food's expensive, the hotel's expensive, everything's expensive there. Okay, your outfits, your jewelry, your makeup, whatever you're doing, it's very expensive. So we have to go and make sure that we profit off this event. If we go there, even as a male, I'm not a performer. Now, if I go there, I have to find some way that it's going to be profitable for me. So for me, one year I did a red carpet. I got hired to do red carpet interviews. So they pay for my hotel, they pay for my my rates, everything, and they even paid for Lisa's. She's asked me to stay longer, so they paid for her flight and my hotel as well. So it was great. It was a great. I was really pleased with that one. The next year, I had to shoot, so I got a few shoots lined up. A few orgies and stuff like that. It was great. Got some content. Next year, meetings. I worked with a company called Sex Panther. Made some money with them at the event, doing some recruiting for them. So every single year, I'm motivated to make money. It has to pay off, or else I'm just wasting my fucking time. And I don't like wasting my fucking time. So Lisa, she's working. She gets paid to do her events at the booth where she does her thing for. At the time, it was cams.com. Wonderful company we work for. And I work with them too, help them out with whatever they need. But most of my time at those events, I'm networking, talking to other companies, just doing business. That's all that's on my mind, So pretty much, I'm not really at the booth. I'm kind of wandering around, but she's at the booth and she's very, she's always there.
Right. Okay. Great. Now,
but wonderful event. I always tell everyone they should go to an AVN event at least once in their life. It's a wonderful event. so much to look at. It's if I was a civilian and I seen that, I would be like, wow, this is impressive. Because I even get impressed sometimes. I walk around like, wow, shit, look at the size of that dildo. Look at that sex doll. Wow, look at that. I mean, there's just so many things to look at. So many cool things to touch and poke and stick your finger in, and it's a great event. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go this last one, but then, like I said, the pandemic happened and shut
Hmm.
everything down. So it's like,
It'll be
damn.
open soon. Yeah,
Oh,
you'll get there.
oh yeah, yeah. Now, another video I was watching as you guys were leaving Colombia, you guys hit
Hmm.
like air turbulence, like a near death type experience. When you
Hmm.
guys heading into that, you want to talk a little bit about that experience, how it was like?
Oh, that was okay. So when we were going from Colombia, we finally got a humanitarian flight. We got a humanitarian flight from Colombia to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
So Fort Lauderdale, from there, and I'm not sure if it was from Fort Lauderdale where it was from that turbulence, but yeah, we flew there, and then basically it was a 14-hour flight because the layovers were so bad during that time to get back
yeah,
to LA. So I was like, oh hell no, went over there for some surgery, plastic surgery, some
mhm,
cosmetic surgery, I should say, and
yeah,
so from there, it was very difficult to fly that because of the blood clots and everything. After you have surgery, you're not supposed to be flying so soon.
right,
So I said, you know what? There's no way we're going to be flying 14 hours to fucking LA. So I said, let's just take our time and stay in Fort Lauderdale for a few days because we haven't seen the sun in so long. So I rented Airbnb. We stayed for 3 days. From there, then we flew to San Antonio. But yeah, we ran into some crazy turbulence where the plane was going down, it was landing, everything's great, and then all you see is the white clouds in the window, and then
right,
just the plane go like, and then he hit the gas and went back up, and we're like, whoa shit, what the hell just happened? And then he's like, oh, they couldn't see the runway, so it was pretty scary when the plane goes down and goes back up, and
right.
then we had the taxi for maybe about an hour,
Oh wow.
in the
Yeah,
air. So
yeah, that was a cool looking was it Airbnb you called it?
Airbnb,
Airbnb, yeah.
Air,
And then Airbnb?
Airbnb, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Airbnb, yeah.
Now the thing of it is, how the hell did you guys get in that pool? There ain't no way I'd get in that pool with all those iguanas running around.
Oh man, well I didn't know what the fuck that was. Like when we got there, I see all this shit all around the pool. I didn't know iguana shit like that. I mean, it's like a dog, right? So
Yeah.
I called the owner. I'm like, hey, you know what? You have a dog around here that's taking a shit. I'm kind of want to go in the pool, and I'm stepping over. He's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. That's the iguanas. I'm like, well, iguanas. I didn't see them at first. I think it was like kind of evening, and then the next day, oh man, there were some big suckers. You're like the size of a chihuahua. Some big ones, little ones. I mean, there was probably about 20 back there. You would see them running in the trees, and very tropical house. He had the mango trees in the back, and very very nice house, very nice house. But the iguanas, they stay away from you. They don't bother you.
Yeah.
But it was a cool house.
Yeah. I watched the video. It was really cool house, but I don't know. Those iguanas, I don't know. They kind of scare me. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty scary. They're pretty scary.
Now let's talk about your. You got some products out to the banglikeapro.com.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you
So
talk about that?
yeah, sure. The thing about it is, um, when I started this adult business, when I got into the studio and started my production and everything, I always knew it was just a stepping stone for something else. And it has. My whole journey has always, I've used it as a stepping stone. It's like, okay, I've done this, I'm bored, what's next? I've done that, I'm bored, what's next? So I've gotten into 3D printing with my figurines. I don't know if you've ever seen those figurines I created.
Yeah.
Did those, and I did a few kind of whittled with the sex toy stuff, made my own sex toys for my masturbators, stuff like that. So I've done a little bit of everything.
Right.
And then eventually I was like, you know what? I want to get into the male enhancement product. So I invested some money into male enhancement, and I developed a pill, or actually a product. I shouldn't say a pill. It's not a pill, but it's a sublingual supplement that you put underneath your tongue, and it dissolves, and the magic happens. I call it the magic pill. So we have two versions of it. We have a magic V, which is 24 hours, and magic C is 72 hours. This is on arousal. Doesn't mean you're going to be hard for that long, but you do have. It's an amazing product. It works fast, effective, goes into the bloodstream right away. banglikeapro.com. It's fucking amazing. Now, it's a wonderful product. It's a wonderful product. I use it on set all the time. I use it in my own personal life. I use it myself, and that's why I'm a big fan of it. You know, I never promote something if I don't use it myself.
Right.
The other product I have, it's locked and loaded CBD, which I got into the CBD business now, which I'll be coming out with other products for CBD with inhalers, different droplets, stuff, just a variety of different products to take CBD. But the what I have is the male enhancement, which is infused with CBD. So you get the hard on and the health benefits of CBD. And that is lockedandloadedcbd.com. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. That one is a pill form. It's a great product. I also have the THC version coming out too. So you get a hard on with the high. It's a wonderful product.
Okay.
So the best of both worlds.
I'm at the age where, I mean, when I was 21, you know, the wind blow and, you know, your attention. Now I'm at the age where we got this pandemic going on. I've gained a little weight, so it's a lot. It doesn't stay active as like it
Absolutely. Hey, that's part of the aging process. Part of the aging process. I'm 42 years old. I know what it's like. Your hard-ons are not the same. Nobody's, you don't feel like you're 18 anymore. My product, it gives you that extra boost of confidence. It gives you a nice full blood flow, and it's a wonderful product. Like I said, I personally use it myself. It's a great product, and I also have another product that's coming out very, very soon. I'm very excited about. It's coming out probably in November. I'm still working on it right now, but it's going into the testosterone replacement therapy, which is TRT, and it's going to be locked and loaded TRT. So basically, we're going into the whole. See, my whole message now.
Well, hello, baby. This is your level.
Oops.
Sorry about that.
I thought she was coming in, and so she got excited about the locked and loaded. And so the thing about it is that there's so many men out there that are embarrassed to talk about this part of our decline. As we get older, we're going to get older. Things are not going to work the same. But I always tell people that there is something you can do about it, and I'm very big on trying to rejuvenate and try to enjoy the best of your life and to keep the quality of your life, so you can always improve it. And women do it all the time. Women get their Botox, women do this, women do that. They do all kinds of tricks and to keep them young and attractive. Us men, there is stuff we can do out there. So my new product that's coming out very, very soon, and that will be you will be able to get this if your insurance covers it. So I'm going to be working with insurance companies, and you could, if you have the insurance, or we can actually help you. If you don't have insurance, I can help you get the insurance that will cover our product. And it'll be coming in creams and gels if you're not comfortable with injections. And we also have doctors you can talk to, and the doctors will prescribe it to you. So it's a wonderful, wonderful product. It's going to rejuvenate. It's going to make you feel good again, give you that boost of energy, help you keep that lean muscle on, and just make you feel fucking awesome. So that's coming out very soon.
All right, sounds great. Like I said, and what I liked about the enhancement stuff is, you got to go to a doctor, and then if you don't have the insurance, like you were saying, those pills are $25 to $40 depending on your pharmacist.
Oh, they're expensive.
And with yours, I mean, it's nowhere near that cost, so it's a win-win.
Yeah,
it's definitely a win-win. And I'm gonna grab me a couple of these pills, and I will give on one of my shows, I'll talk about it, how it works.
I'll send you some samples.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, you'll get a kick out of it. It's an amazing product, and that's one thing I've always been focused on is how can I help guys out there? How can I help these? Guys are very, very a sensitive subject. I understand. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. They're embarrassed to talk about it, but it's amazing when I have so many men and women hit me up, and they'll contact me and say, "Hey, listen, bro, you know what? I really need that product. Can you help me out? Can you? Is it really work?" And I said, "Listen, I'm not going to talk about something I don't use myself. Okay, I use it in my personal life. My actors, when they have a hard time, if something goes wrong, they break up with a girlfriend. I have it on set. We use it. I use it for my actors because I cannot afford to lose money if someone can't get the dick hard. And I have wives contact me, tons of women, like, "Hey, listen, my husband has no sex drive at all. You know what? We just have a terrible sex life. I want to order this product." So absolutely, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life, and And it's one of those things. As long as you're healthy enough and you don't have any health issues, with heart issues or anything that's not safe for sexual activity, but if you're healthy and you can handle it, then it's a wonderful, wonderful product. And I'm all about helping men out there to reach their highest, you know, either be the best they can be. In other words,
Right, right, great. Yeah, guys, hey, listeners, then that's banglikeapro.com and also lockedandloaded.com where you can get those fabulous products from Dylan.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, hey, before we close this out, obviously, you make adult content. If people wanted to buy your adult content, um, where would they go to get it? And also, can you name some of the people that you filmed? Because that way, maybe, like I've mentioned, Cindy Starfall, Della Dang, who and others. They hear that name, they're gonna want, hey, okay, I'll buy it from Dillinger. Where
Uh,
would they get that at from?
well, I have several different websites. We have the one of them, which is get your. There's mothemonster.com, com. I'm trying to remember the name. Of course, DillingerDanielsRaw.com.
Okay.
We are 321.com. And then, but of course, I have the Dillinger 18 on many vids. Of course, on Dillinger, Dillinger on Pornhub. And then my Instagram, Dillinger Studio 88, Twitter, Dillinger Triple X. My YouTube channel, which is not really porno based, but it has a bunch of my adventures. That's
Right.
Dillinger Daniels Raw, I believe, on YouTube, which is awesome. I'm keep it flowing.
Right.
But yeah, mostly my social media where you can always find my stuff, and of course I have the V and the other stuff. I mean, I have tons of stuff out there, you know, but I
Right.
always think
Right.
social media is probably the best way to start.
Okay, great. Hey, I want to thank you for your time and coming on. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And you're always
I've been
welcome
wanting
back.
to come on for a while, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. I just, like I said, I wanted, people like you, and there's a couple other people I wanted to on this platform, this video platform that I have, because the other way, was like you have to try to set it up, and then I was, I would have to have their phone number, because it was through a, audio interview, or through Skype, and I would record the audio, and I was like, some of the guests, they're, I understand, they're leery about handing their phone
Hmm.
number because, next thing you know someone whack job is calling them. So I was thinking, how can I get this to
Hmm.
where the phone number is not involved? And I found this platform here, and it's been working great, and I think it's going to be a lot easier now for some of those guests who are kind of leery about handing out their phone number. No phone number involved, I send you a link and boom, you're in. So
Yeah, yeah, no, it's great. It's great. You did a great job, and I enjoyed being on with you. And we'll do it again some other time.
yeah, definitely, for sure, for sure. Hey guys, hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and again, I want to thank Dillinger for being gracious to come on. And guys, we'll see you next time, and we're out.
All right.